everything will be recorded. Nothing. So first things first, I'm gonna clean my keyframes. I'll unhide all my bones. Or any hidden. Alt H. I'll get myself back to a neutral position on frame 1 or 0 even. No, let's say frame 1. Frame 1. I'll just grab all of these bones with A. Clear transform all. So back to my basic position. And then the rest of my keyframes, I'm just going to grab them and delete them. Grab all of these, X, delete keyframes. And we're all good. So I want to change it so it no longer bends from this one. My IK, I want to change where that exists. So right now it exists on this first bone. In constraints. So I'm just going to delete this from my constraints. With this X right here, X. From the very first bone in the sequence, the one that has the IK on it. Claw is the name of the bone. And instead, I'm going to add it to the forearm bone. Add inverse kinematics to the forearm bone. And then for target, grab the armature itself. Whoops. The bone will be IK claw. Chain length 2. And then pole target, same thing again. Elbow target. This means that now it'll bend from here and I have my hand bone free to move around. Yeah. Right now, is it still black? It might have been black the whole time then. Audio only. Okay. Undo. 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 Okay, so what I did was clear the pose back to this T pose, back to normal, and then I got the bone that had the IK on it, which was first in the sequence. So I have claw bone selected. And from claw bone, I remove the IK. Select lower arm, add the IK. Target armature. Bone, IK claw. Chain length 2. Pole target armature. Bone, elbow. Target. And now this IK claw should bend when we get to the top of the arm. Angle. Whole target is the elbow, this one here, so the elbow will point at it. And then to get that angle just right, I can just experiment. Just experiment with the angle. That seems okay. Seems like about 118 seems to work for me as the elbow, to point at the elbow. So just experiment to find the one that works. And I'm pretty happy with that. There's a minor change so that now I can actually control this claw and where the hammer is going to be. Yep. Okay. So that was just a little bit of housekeeping to get this thing to be a little bit easier to manipulate. And then if we wanted to add more bones to the hand, it would make more sense. And in fact, yeah, let's add some more bones. So if we wanted to add some bones to control the fingers of this claw, we would need to do that in edit mode. Let me jump back into edit mode on my model here. Let's hide some stuff I don't need. Oh, actually, a good idea to get back into the default pose. Pose, clear, transform all. There's a message for later. So yeah, if I wanted to create some bones for the fingers, I would jump into edit mode on the rig. And then I might extrude some out from this point here. Extrude. I'll make one for the thumb right here. And then I can just subdivide this to get the two knuckles. Subdivide. And the last thing I want to do is disconnect the bone, but keep it as parented to the bone that spawned it. P, separate. Oh, there we go. I'm getting some weird glitch where my bone keeps jumping back. No idea what's happening. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Shouldn't have resized the bone while it was parented. Okay, we'll forget about fingers for the moment. Work on the other arm instead. All right. So we're rubbing your fingers on the other arm that we're going to create, but for now, let's just create a duplicate rigged arm. Since we've already created this one, we shouldn't have to create it again. So I'll just select all the pieces I want to duplicate. I can use duplicate with Shift D. And I can move them over and then flip them or leave them where they are. Say armature, mirror. Shift D, bring it over. I just want to rotate and flip these around. Oy, oy, oy. Not flipping. Okay, flipping names is fine. Oh, there we go. It's because I had individual origins. Wonderful idiot. Okay, all right, Y local. Let's try armature mirror X local. There we go. Okay, a lot of pain in the arse there. I had a setting on, you might still have it in your file, for individual origins. That was messing up all of my mirror settings. I couldn't mirror anything properly. So what I needed it for it to be on is active element. And then that'll let me duplicate my rig, which is all of these pieces. Shift D, and I can move it over on the X-axis, and then just flip it over with mirror X local. So duplicate the arm, mirror. Let's flip things over. If we'd name things as left and right, we can flip names as well. I'm not sure that'll work here though. Oh, auto name left and right. Yes. We'll just take a quick look. Oh my God, what have I done? Okay. So now I should have this character ready to go. Took way longer than I thought it would. Yeah, that's working. And that's working. And he's got an independent hand. Fantastic. So next, just to build the fleshy arm that's going to go around this guy here. So instead of 3 pieces, I'm going to build one mesh object to be an arm. Fast as I can. New object, mesh. Let's start with a Ubisphere, Icosphere. Ubisphere. Okay, so there it is so far. I'll add links, loop cuts anywhere I want this to bend, or maybe cinch it in. So anywhere I see a joint, I'm going to add some loop cuts to it. Loop cut right at the joint. Loop cut right at the joint. And then it's a good idea to add more before and after any part of this joint. So I might throw one right here, one right here. Then I can just add a few more on either side. And on this one, I'll add less so you can see the difference. But there is our arm shape. It's a tube with a bunch of loop cuts. Okay, and then to add the armature to this rig, we just do the same way we did before. We select the mesh first and then the rig. And then in pose mode, we define which bones we want to add to this one, because we don't want to add all the bones to it. Some of them are controlling something else. One, two, three. Control P. That's going to ask, instead of setting it to bone, we'll set it to automatic weights. Oh, I'm hoping this adds all 3 and not just one bone at a time. That'd be really annoying. And now it's added with automatic weights, and nothing is happening anymore. I've totally broken everything. Oh, the constraints are gone. Okay. I'll have to add a constraint again, IK. That's weird though. I had to reload the file. Maybe I forgot to do the constraint again. That doesn't make sense. Okay, and now I should be able to deform this thing. Adjust this. Yeah, there we go. I can bend and flex where I need to. Can bend the hand. You see, yeah, less definition. You can rig a worm very easily. If you want to make worms the game, you very quickly make some worms have deformation. Yep, that's cool. Let's take a look. Ah, that's gone again. Edit mode. Okay, that works. So what's happening there is with automatic weights, it's painting weight on top of this model, this mesh model. If I select the object and go to weight paint mode, you can see a little heat map. There's where my first bone is. Oh, how do I select the other bones? Oh, there's some weird quirk of doing that. But yeah, that's basically showing me the first bone I have selected. What's the way? Oh, it's, yeah. Select the armature and then the model, and then go to weight paint mode. And you're able to alt and select your way through. And so I can see how much effect each bone is having and what the fall off is. I can also paint the weights, give it more of a blend. So with this first bone selected, I can paint a weight further on the rest of this mesh. Probably not a good idea. So now it'll have more of an effect. Also make things look very messy. You see that one bone is affecting a lot more because I've painted weight to other vertex. But really what you want is that nice blend at the joints from red to green to blue. Red hot, green cold. So that was just a little introduction. In the next class, it's going to be all about fleshy interactions. We're going to have you create a humanoid rig. For now, let's take a break. Cup of tea, cup of coffee. We'll come back 15 in 323, which I think the room will be open now.